There's a soldier running out there with a gun in his hand, with the barrel pointing at the one who's taking a stand. Out there's a woman standing if she can, while the children take a beating as they watch their father hang. Send a wind, send a wind, send a wind, I'll carry it on the wind.
I'd like to welcome everyone tuning into this episode. Many of you now listening likely have a measure of personal freedom and liberty in your own lives, freedoms that the speaker you're about to hear from no longer enjoys. I do not say this to make anyone feel guilty, but to offer a reminder that we are very fortunate to have a degree of agency and safety in our lives that the upcoming guests and everyone else in Myanmar these days can only dream of. So after you hear their story, please consider how you may use your freedom to support or advocate on behalf of the Burmese people. Any action, no matter how small, counts. Now, let's hear what they have to say.
Hi, I'm Elisabeth. I'm an outreach coordinator at Joy House. I'm in charge of external partnership and all the special event I'm organizing, and I'm leading Thai outreach program because the third goals of Joy House is to have a bridge building between Burmese people who fled from Myanmar and to have a good relationship with our host community, Thai people. So it's nice to meet you all.
And that's a really interesting thing that you started out with there. The relationship between the Thai people as hosts and the Myanmar people who fled violence and fled warfare. We do hear a lot about the tensions between the groups. We do hear that there are a lot of negative attitudes among the Thai people towards the Burmese people who have come into Thailand. So can you tell us a little bit more, if it's not a sort of difficult or dangerous topic to discuss, about the problems that the Myanmar people have been facing?
Okay, so before 2021, the coup happened, there's a lot of Burmese people who migrated here to work as a migrant workers. So we basically do all the basic works in Thailand, like salesperson, farmer who works in a restaurant. So it was not a problem for Thai community to have like a basic worker to their country. But after the coup, and the Burmese people have to fled from our country because of the conflicts in our country. So after the coup, there are a lot of professional and like some kind of rich status people try to escape from Myanmar. They moved to Mesot and they started to taking over like the business, and they are rich, so they can open a restaurant, Burmese restaurant, and they are professional. So the Thai people started to feel that Burmese people are taking over their city. So some people don't like it, but peoples are people. So there's a lot of Thai people who welcoming and helping us. So I want the Joy House want to make feel the host community that we are not a burden to them, because we are from different background, we have different belief and culture, so we don't want to clash them all. So now in the border situation, we are like migrated people, different standard of people. So like we just want the host community to feel that we are grateful for them to having us, and we are not a burden to them, and we would like to make a better relationship to them. That's why my Irish program is like I go to the Thai school to give what Joy House is doing. Like we give free music classes, and we teach Burmese to the Thai kids, and we kind of building a good relationship.
Mm. And so that's kind of what I wanted to move into. Then is the ways in which you're doing this outreach. So I think it might be useful for us if we talk about Joy House itself. So can you tell us a little bit about Joy House, how it functions, when was it established, and what is the real mission of Joy House?
Joy House is a community center especially for Burmese people, because when the Burmese people are fled from Burma, they don't have a legal status here in Thailand, so the police can easily catch them, and they are not secure, and they have to afraid of going outside because they have no legal document. And for the kids as well, they cannot have like a proper education, because for the younger one, they can join to the Thai school, but the language will be a barrier for them. And for older people, they cannot really walk in Thailand. So like people are starting to feel depressed, even though they have a help from their relative or like other NGOs, other community CBOs helping them. So Joy House became like a community center for those who are mentally hurt and has a trauma. So we built a safe space for the people to come and join, and the people to relieve themselves.
The question that with Joy House, obviously the objective is to serve the needs of the Myanmar community, and that's really good. But so with regards to the staff, the people who are teaching there, the people who are working there, are there any Thai people working there, or is it all Myanmar people on staff?
In Joy House, majority are Burmese people. All
Mhm.
our staff are Burmese people. We have one Thai staff who is helping us with our house chores.
Okay.
And yeah, so in Joy House, we have three goals. One goal is to help people with their psychosocial support need. And as a Joy House is we call it non-formal education. We teach music, we teach handmade handcraft, and we teach cooking class, and all that activity are based on psychosocial support, because not all the people are willing to share how they feel and what they have experienced before. So we let them to have a relief when they are doing something they like to do, when they are learning a new thing, they have to relieve themselves. So the second one is we have an art piece in Joy House. So we try to advocate what is happening in Myanmar by our arts, our music. So we call it activism. And the third one is, as I shared before, the third one is we want to have a good relationship with the Thai host community.
Yeah. And so coming back to that, what activities can you really be doing to improve the relationships with the Thai community? Your focus, your remit seems to be very much focusing on giving that as you say, that psychosocial support to the Myanmar community. But do you run outreach programs to try to get Myanmar people to do public outreach with the Thai population, or do you take in Thai people to try to give them a sort of taste of Myanmar culture and context? What sort of outreach do you do?
In Dry House, all the trainers are from Myanmar. They are CDMer. They are peacefully activists. The trainers, the trainers at Joy House are CDM and professional musician, and they are activists, peaceful activists from Myanmar. So they are sharing what they are professional at. So I bring the dry house trainer to the Thai community to share what they are professional of. So we bring our Myanmar trainers to Thai school because it in Thai host community as well. Some are rich, some are still struggling with finance. If the kids want to learn English or music, their parent might not be able to afford it. So, like, we will go them and we will uh, teach them freely. We bring all the art materials and teaching materials, and we share what we have in Dry House.
Okay, excellent. So it's not, yeah, you're not exclusively operating for Myanmar people. You are operating for people in need generally. Would that be fair to say?
Yes,
Mm.
yes. Because in Dry House, when we start Dry House, we invited Thai people to come and join our classes. But majority are Burmese people, so like they only join like for one time. Then they give up. They not like feeling comfortable to come. So like we plan like, okay, how about we reach out them first? So
Mm.
yeah, we try to reach them from
Okay.
their school. Dry Fest is a concert that we are planned to do uh, to bring joy and peace to people who are in conflicted area. And through this concert, our goal is to, like, from the benefit from the concert, we want to donate and contribute 1,000 instruments to 3 different places. One is the Thai outreach, because when we go to the Thai school, they are still in need of like instruments. So we want to contribute in a Thai school. And second, we want to send the music instrument into Burma. And number three is we will use the instrument in dry house music classes.
That's excellent. Um, so let's look back at Joy House. Can you tell us how many students Joy House has?
We have 1,000 or more than 1,000 of students, because in dry house every year we have like a 4 different session. One
Hmm.
session took three months. So in each session, more than 350 people join. So in a year, there are more than 1,000 regular students, and we have a different workshop, campaign, and different classes as well. So last year we reached over 3,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's enormous. And I'm curious, like, so you divide it into these sessions. How many people come to Joy House just for one session, and how many people continue coming back?
In one session, more than 300 people are joining. So
Hmm.
half of the people rejoin the classes again.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, but for us, we have a limit for the place. So we
Hmm.
can only give them one basic class, and we call it like a event class when they continue to study about what they have learned. So each session we have basic class for music or the classes that we have in house, and we have like a few advanced class at dry house. So like the people are keep
Mm,
joining the classes, which is a good thing.
mm. Absolutely, absolutely. So that's a large number. Just in my head, if you're saying 350 people join per session, you're looking at about 1,400 people per year.
Yeah.
Some of them are repeat, but still, that's a very large number of people. So what? So you say you're limited by space. Um, are you limited by the number of available teachers as well?
Yes. And now we have over 30 trainers
Mm-hmm.
at Joy House, and we have over 27 classes. But for now, we have like for session for 2024, we have like 15 different classes for this session.
Oh, wow.
And for the student limitation, we let the trainer to decide, because if they can handle more than like a 20 people, we allow them. And if we have a say like a enough space for them, so when dry house is starting, we have a small, small home. Now we are luckily have a chance to move like a bigger space house. So before we can only hold 4 different classes in the same time, but now we can have like a 6 or 7 different classes at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a benefit for us. So like, and
Mm,
then one class have a 2 day in a week. So yeah.
okay. And are you limited? Because I know you're saying you want to get 1,000 instruments. What is the situation currently? Do you have enough instruments for all of the students who want to join?
Now we don't have enough instruments, so they have to take turns. If
Mm,
the more students are joining the classroom, and if they have their own musical instrument, they can stay join the class. If they don't have a own instrument, they can still join the class. But like I said, they have to share the instrument to practice when they are
yeah,
learning violin, guitar, recorder. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you're still taking in a very very large number of students, but it sounds like you are suffering from pretty severe limitations in in what you can offer, and it seems then that the demand is quite high. How many? If you had all the instruments you needed, if you had all the space you need, if you had all the teachers that you need, how many students do you think would want to come to Joy House every session?
That's a good question. uh, in Mesor, the need of like all the different needed are like a big gap. We cannot fill it up, but like yeah, if we can have a full instrument, we can have like uh 30 student for violin class and like a 50 student for guitar class, and like we can
Hmm.
have more student to join the musical classes.
So how many do you think that would be?
It was safe to say like under 100, because they cannot some people thought dry house teach the online classes, so
Hmm.
they would like to join from the online, but we cannot have an online class right now. And
Okay.
like a few tens of people they come and ask, but we cannot have them like, so like if like I can say 50 to 100 people, because of the limited space and limited musical instrument, but they can stay wait, and then they
Hmm.
can join in the next session. So we try to give like a priority to those people who cannot join the current session. So when we open a new session, we reach out them first, like, hey, we're gonna open the music class again. Would you like to join again? So at the time
Yeah.
the people they can join.
Okay. Okay. So opportunities are there. So I know that you say you can't do online classes. So I'm wondering why is Joy House not able to teach online?
Because for dry house we already have like a different classes already, so
Hmm.
it's it's gonna be a big workload for like the staff and trainer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so for online class, for the trainer, they can teach for their own like a professional. They can earn extra money by teaching online class. But in dry house, we can only like provide some classes. That is why, like a lot of people are
Mm,
asking for the dry house to do the online class, but when the trainer are teaching, dry house give them a few honorarium. So like it's kind of like a financial challenges for the dry house because we already have in-person classes for like 27 different classes. So if we have like a online class, there will be more workload for the staff because now dry house only have a 5 staff.
wow.
Yeah. To run this operation. So it's kind of challenging. So, but we are trying our best to, meet the people needs. So we
Mm,
are taking one step at a time.
okay, that's good to know. Um, and I assume that you would be looking for volunteer teachers to join Joy House. Would that be accurate?
Yes.
Okay. So the question I'm asking, just in case there is anybody out there who might be considering coming to Thailand, that might be considering donating their time, who has musical talent, would you be open to accepting people who can come and spend, let's say, one session teaching?
Yes, of course. We would love to have a music instructor or professional and to teach a dry house. We have a lot of collaboration with our volunteer from different countries, and we welcome if the people wanted to donate their knowledge and their time. Uh, and we also looking for like a long-term volunteer because only a few days is kind of effective, but we
Mm,
want like a sustainable, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, we want the people to have a sustainable teaching, and if the people can, like you said, if they could teach one session like 3 months, it will be
Yeah.
more, how to say, benefit and effective for us. But it's still okay if they can come a few weeks or a few days to have like a collaboration and they want to share.
Mhm.
We are still welcoming, and we arrange the time for those who want to volunteer at Joy House.
I mean, that's really good to hear. So, just to the audience, then, if there is anyone with musical talent who might be interested in spending some time in Thailand, donating their skill and donating their knowledge to people who are in very difficult situations and people who are sort of not just trying to learn music, but as we've heard from other guests that we've interviewed, are using music as a way to process the trauma and to process the difficulty that they've gone through.
I would like to say um, the music is a universal languages that we can interact and communicate through the music. Music can bring peace and music can bring joy. So please l- let's support Joy Fest, which is a focus to bring more joys to people in conflicted area, in a migrant places, and people in need. So let us join our hands together to bring more peace and joy and make us one through the music. Thank you.
And I'm Phoe San, and I'm happy to be a part of the Joy Fest. Okay, I'm violinist and also composer. I wrote songs in my country. Uh, I ran a small music school in my country, violin school. Also the string group there in before the coup started. Then they raided my apartment, and I fled my country and I stay here in Bora city of Thailand for nearly 3 years. So here I volunteer as a violin teacher and also do some fundraising concert here for the Myanmar Revolution. As a volunteer teacher from Joy House, now we are now having the Joy Fest. Joy Fest. So it's very for me also the first time to be performing and working with the international musician. Yes. So thank you for inviting me to this place. Yes.
Mm. And thank you very much for spending your time. I want to go back and then ask you, violin is not an instrument that we really closely associate with Myanmar. It's not sort of part of the traditional musical canon of the country, and definitely when I lived there seemed to be much more of an interest among young people in playing, guitar. Did you find that there were a lot of people who wanted to learn violin? Is there a strong sort of culture for violin in Myanmar, or is it sort of a niche instrument?
Oh yes. So violin has been like popular for like I think like 1 decade. Before that, not that so popular and not many violin players in Myanmar. But now the violin is also one of the like popular instrument in my country, like guitar and piano. But this is not our traditional instrument. But good things is that we can make. I can play Myanmar traditional Myanmar tune, Myanmar songs on that. So, violin is the very close to human voice,
Mm.
very very close. So we can make more. My 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 like the senior violinists, Myanmar traditional violinists, they can even do like the sound voice of the animals with violin.
Wow.
This is very like uh, amazing.
Mm.
So this is very close instrument. So now the violin culture has been spread because I in my country I only my school taught more than 450 students there. This is only my school. There are many places in Myanmar now. So it's very very popular and very strong music instrument for both Western and our traditional.
Wow. I mean, that's an impressive number of
Yes,
people playing the violin, and I like how you describe its expressiveness and its similarity to natural
yes,
sounds.
yes,
Yeah, that's not something that I would have necessarily thought about as a thing. And so I'm wondering. So you're saying the violin's been popular for a few decades. How did you personally get into violin?
yes, yes. So for me, like I was sometimes overthinking. I feel that nature. This is my type. I'm not like doing any sport. But when I was young, doing. But at the time, I read the books, many novels in Myanmar. I like the characters from the novels. They are romantic novels. The characters they play violin, and also like like just like Sherlock Holmes.
Mm,
Here in Myanmar, also they are like the corridor, inspector, right? We also have that corridor. Also, the other corridor from nowhere, they play violin under the moonlight. Oh, at the time I thought, oh, if I could play violin under the moonlight, it would be very romantic and fascinating. I thought that. So the how I became a violin comes from the characters from the novel that I read when I was young. Yes.
wow. I mean, that's just a really cool way, I think, to to get into it.
Yeah.
Um, especially that connection. Like, yeah, Sherlock Holmes does play the violin, and
Yeah,
in all of the books and all of the TV shows and movies he does. But it's I don't know. It's fascinating to me that that's what leapt out at you is the violin element
yeah.
of Sherlock Holmes. But so then, okay, so you're teaching violin, and clearly you have a lifelong passion for it. But then, as you say, after the coup, your home was raided.
Yes.
Do you know why you were raided? Was it a targeted raid, or did they just randomly decide to attack your house?
Of course they tried to arrest me, but last year my mom got arrested because they came again because of my activities. When the coup started, I organized at hundreds, more than 100 of my students and other violin players. I organized stand and I put the music notes on their back, and we walk, and I made a violinist movement when the coup
Wow.
started. Violinist movement. So I was noticed by the people in my township. Also, what I did is that when the military started shooting guns into the crowd, into the demo like protesters. On that morning, I was protesting. At the time, they shoot to X. We ran.
Wow.
I but one of the university students, he was the same group with me, so he was shot dead. At night,
Wow.
I was very sad, and I brought my violin and to the place he died, and I play set tribute songs there at night. It was very dangerous, military were patrolling, but I did. If someone took the video and it was suppressed on internet, saying that I have to close all the classes, and I stay at home and doing some music composing and helping in our revolution. We find many from many different social media, from YouTube, from website clickers. So I make music and send to the YouTube channel to get money for the revolution. So I did many things at home, but I know in the day they will come to me. That just like I thought that they raided my apartment.
Wow. But so that I mean that's incredible. You say your friend was murdered, and then
Yes.
instead of hiding, you go to the same place where he was killed
Yes.
and risk your life
Uh,
to play music in protest.
yes. I couldn't control myself, and I know that I wanted to say goodbye
Mm.
with my music, and I want. So when I play, people around me were also crying, and I have that video footage. Yeah.
That's an incredible story, and thank God you did survive, and the police
Yeah.
and the military did not come and kill you as well. As we know, unfortunately, a lot of people were just murdered on the street. But you ultimately you escape, you flee, and you travel to Thailand,
Yes.
and you're volunteering. So I understand from a lot of people that I know who've had to escape and are living in Thailand, it is very difficult to
Yeah.
survive for a lot of people. It's very difficult to find work. It's very difficult to find money.
Yes.
And you said you're volunteering
Yes.
your violin skill. How are you supporting yourself? Are you also offering to teach people violin for money, or what is your situation?
Yes. I am. When I first arrived in Mesot, in Thailand, didn't know what to do. I was illegal. I couldn't go. I dare not go out because the Thai authority arrested illegal person. But at the time, I have some money that I can buy, and I can survive. That money that at the time the inflation is not that bad. If I have like 1 lakh or like 150,000 Myanmar money, I can rent the place. It's very like not that difficult. But currently the inflation very very bad. To get 1,000 baht, I have to spend a lot of Myanmar currency. So
Yeah.
I started running online classes. I teach online, so I can survive my family with from the my online classes. Yes.
I mean, how do you find that? Because I teach as well. I teach online,
Yeah.
but I'm a language teacher.
Oh,
How do you find teaching music
yes.
online? I can imagine that would be a very difficult thing.
Yes. Oh, in Myanmar, just like before when COVID started in the world, I at the time other violinists they don't even think of teaching online because everyone accepts that teaching violin online is not effective.
Yeah.
But when COVID started in the world, but Myanmar was in a good condition at the time, I started thinking of that. What if I teach online? Is it possible? But I thought when the COVID patient, when the government announced that, oh, I have to do something, and I started announcing online music lesson, video lesson. I started doing that. At the
Hmm.
time, like other violin, oh, we can do like that. So, but online video lesson is like they when they are free, they can see just like watching YouTube channel. But
Mm.
when we are familiar to using Zoom, I started doing that. For me, it's a bit difficult for first 1 or 2 weeks. Then it's okay or to teach online. This is
Mm.
the experience that I got from online teaching.
That's very interesting, especially with an instrument like the violin, because you don't have frets on the violin, so the
Yes,
placement of the fingers is
yes,
incredibly important. I can imagine it would be very hard to correct someone's fingering through
yes,
Zoom,
yes,
you know, or the tuning of
yes,
the strings.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. And so you also, I believe you composed the piece J, sorry, yeah, J, that there's a video for as well.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
J. I was just wondering because I saw the name, I saw the piece. It's a very beautiful piece, and we'll link the video so people can watch it and can appreciate it. Um, Sort of very emotion. Like it's not just the music, of course, it's the visual performance in the video. It's really beautifully conducted. But I was wondering with the name Jay, it just reminded me of Jay Sin, who was murdered back in
Yeah,
2021 in Mandalay. Was
yes.
there a connection to the
Oh,
name?
yes. Of course uh that sound I didn't compose. That song was very famous, and
Oh,
also
okay.
Danny is also in our group. He's also one of the composer. So, but I wanted to do that because
Hmm.
I was at the time I was in border city of Thailand. You know, in Myanmar National Symphony Orchestra, there are also the many violinists, but they are still working for the government, the military government. So, from this side, I want to do something that we can do even in this very difficult situation. I want to show that the very big, like not orchestra, like yes, like the very many violin players. And I want to show them, oh, they are all the violin players in that their family. Some of their houses are occupied, some of their family parents are arrested, some are like so they have many different stories. All the violin players in that 40 violin student my students, it represents the 4,000 people who died because of Myanmar military. I that's why I organized 40
Mm.
violin students. Chair is like the fallen star. Yes, one of the Chezen is also one of our heroes. So
Mm.
I, in honor of the all the fallen heroes from Myanmar, so the fallen stars, we honor with the name Che. Yes,
Ah, okay. It's a very poetic connection there.
thanks.
Um, so I really like that. I think that's really beautiful.
when I went to IDBs and when I went into the jungle, I see the IDBs there. So they need art. They need art. But sometimes they have teachers. Sometimes they have someone who can teach them, but they don't have musical instrument. It's very, very expensive there. So this is the one of the need that we must do. Art in the IDBs is very beautiful because they are always like they cannot stay like peacefully because flight. Myanmar military jet fighter, they also we fly and sometimes bomb, and our children dying. Our just like our brothers and sisters, they are dying. At the time, they need music to you can help them, like just like healing, and also the art like painting. So we are feeling this blank. Very important. Yes.
And I think you're highlighting a very important thing here, because the need to have art, the need to have music, and the need to be able to express yourself musically is something that a lot of people just don't think about. A lot of people don't
Yes.
consider that. But
Yes.
especially with the trauma of war,
Yes.
you need to have that. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. The main focus for me is like for the IDPs from Myanmar, especially because they are currently in need of that, and also they are in a very difficult place to buy. Even if they have money to buy that, there's no place. But in here, in in this city, in joint house, yeah, if we can fail this plan, it's very good. But we are staying in the city and we can buy it more easily. So the main focus for me is to help them IDPs first, then to the joint house and also the Thai school. Yes. Also, I see the students there, or they cannot buy musical instrument. Yes, there are many students there.
Because I mean, instruments are quite expensive.
Yes,
Like a violin, a good quality violin would
yes,
be thousands of dollars.
yes.
Um, so that's what I'm wondering. Like, what is the situation at Joy House? Do you have a limit on the instruments you have available, and you can only have so many students, or are the students sharing instruments?
Yes.
How is the availability?
Currently, we only have 10 violins.
Wow.
When I started, like there are many students. So what I did is like I made a few classes, not that one classes, and then some of the students they buy, violin price starts from in 1,000 baht. This is not good quality. The fingerboard is not wood.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is like a bit violin, just like the toy. But if you spend 2,000, is like $50.
Yeah.
$50. You can buy the violin with wood, maple and spruce. But it's not that good quality. But for the beginner, this is good enough to practice and to make sound. Because when I was young, I also play the violin that was very bad quality. I tried, but when I get older and I save money and I, so the first step, we don't need much expensive violin. We need a bit budget violin with the quality that is not that bad. We can start with that. Yes.
Yeah. I mean yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But it must be a very difficult. It must be a very difficult way to teach. But do you like the students who are coming to you?
Yes.
Are they like? I'm just wondering. Are the students coming to you because they want to learn violin, or is it something a little bit deeper? Are you finding that the students are coming because
Yes.
music is a way for them to process
Yes. For
what is
me,
happening?
when I first teaching at Joy House, I felt like I got my identity again,
Wow.
because my life was like I was teaching and I was performing. When I fled, nearly about 1 year, I stay in the small room. I couldn't even play my violin because I'm worried that my neighbor are Thai. If they don't like my violin or not, because I was living in dormitory, and also if someone tell the police, at the time I was illegal, so I didn't even practice, and I didn't even touch my violin. So finally, and then my friend introduced me with drawing house, and drawing house Jenny he likes my, I show my YouTube channel and now my playing, she likes, and started running the violin program. So at the time, when I enter the drawing house, I feel like I am in the, I feel very free. That compound makes me like very free. I don't need to care of I feel that sense. That's why many people came to join house for that. So some of them want to play violin, they left, but most of them came to heal their trauma. They just want to do something else, by painting and by playing violin or playing guitar. They want to heal themselves. They want to forget something, but it's not easy. But they want to do help themselves. So I think most of them came with that purpose. Yes.
Wow. I mean, again, it's just one of those things that we don't think about when you talk about, you know, musical education or artistic education or dance education. That it serves this deeper purpose, that it really helps people to process trauma, to process difficulty,
Yeah.
and to develop that sense of self. And so, turning back to the IDPs, the internally displaced persons, what do you think there is any possibility of helping them through music? Obviously, it's possible to use music to raise money for them, but do you think it's possible to somehow bring music or musical education or musical opportunities to
Yes.
IDP camps?
Yes, we have plans. Ginny and Master, we have plans to do the drawing box. Drawing box is like the box that's just small box. In that, there will be the like something like just like memoristic or something. And also, if you have a computer, there well, at least they have computer. Maybe their teacher or something. They need, if you put it that, and if they have TV, they can see the music lessons. That was made with good quality, high quality. We have that plan. But some places they have a teacher, but some places they don't have. And also, if we can go directly there, we will go there just like a couple of days or weeks, or we stay there. Then we first start that. Then, so we have the many different way of approaching, thinking of how to approach them, how to introduce them with the music education. The first thing, the easy things is to send them these drawing box. This is very cool, just like online teaching lesson. Yes, they can see anything, just like how to maintain the music instrument. And
Yeah.
yes, okay.
Because I mean, that's a brilliant thing. It reminds me so much of what the Ministry of Education, the National Unity Government Ministry of Education, is doing to have education in places where they don't have internet connection, and just put it
Yes,
on USB sticks and send the education materials to those
yes,
regions. You're trying to do the same thing for musical education, which
yeah,
I think that's a brilliant. It's difficult, but I think it's a brilliant idea.
yes.
It's like, wow, that that would be incredible to do, because teaching history or teaching mathematics or something, okay, it's easy to learn that from a book, but
Yes,
music is a skill.
skill.
It's very interesting if this would work, but I think it could have an incredible effect. And you say you also try to visit IDP camps?
You have made many sections there: art section, dance, and music therapy. And so we divided many for each, like just like they have a time limitation, but they can join every section. See, this is just one day, but just like we introduced them with the dance, music, and painting the first day. Only one day. And also it's not that far to go, So we went there. But we still have plans to go again or to other places. We are now planning, but sometimes it budget.
Of
So it
course.
depends on the budget. Ginny and Maniji, they are doing for that. Yeah.
But I think, yeah, programs like that would be so valuable. I'm thinking particularly for the children as well. Um, I mean, the psychological impacts of being in an IDP camp for them is pretty extreme. So having the opportunity for something like this, I think, would be incredible.
So I for as a violinist, I am now trying. I bring my violin here, and I did many concerts because I feel and I believe that this is I can use this my violin as a weapon to send message and to make our voices hard. So this is soft power weapon. With that now Joyfest, with the art, we are now making more art blooming in even in the war zone. We are now trying that beauty. We are now sending beauty to even to the war zone. So this is also the first experience for me to get like musical instrument and other art supplies. So it's very good thing. So I will try my best for the joy first. Yes, this is what I want to say. Yes.
Forms a valley, and every valley forms a hill. From a hilltop you see farther than a mast without a sail. And every prisoner dreams his moment, and free from doing time.
Welcome back, my guest at the moment, Daniel Saul, one of the many people who's been working to bring together Joyfest and to try to alleviate the situation of Myanmar refugees in Thailand and also internally displaced persons within Myanmar through the medium of music, musical expression, and musical education. So, Daniel, thank you very much for sharing your time with us and your story with us. Before we go any further, I'd like to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself for our audience.
The honor is mine. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Actually, I've been playing guitar when I was young, and then we made a band. And then one day, some guy, his name is Kimpu. He was very good guitarist, so he came to our band. So I have to change platform. So I play piano, and then he died in the COVID-19 at 2021. And then yeah, I still producing music since we've met for like 2017, and then became a music producer in 2018 and 19, and then so on. So yeah, I've been producing mostly our OST, the original soundtrack for the movies and TV series, and then that's where I got award like the Asian Academy Creative Award from the Asia. So yeah, that was the theme song. In Myanmar, many of them know that series because that was 2 season. Season 1 is so hot, so yeah, we got to produce season 2, and then while we're showing season 2, the military coup is happen. So yeah, the series is about like a cop, a good cop. So yeah, and then military happened. The cop are not good, so
Yeah.
we stopped the show, and then
And
yeah, that
what was the name of the show?
it was Lepia.
Napier.
In English, that was butterfly. Yeah,
Nice. Nice. Although I'm just thinking, as a story, I think it could still work because there were definitely police after the coup,
yeah,
watermelons who tried to
yeah.
protect the people. But I imagine shooting a show like that during the coup period would have been incredibly dangerous.
Yes.
And
Yeah. That
very sympathetic.
yeah.
and I think it really just highlights the destructiveness of the coup. Like, we talk about the loss of life, we talk about the economic damage
Yeah,
and the refugees,
yeah,
and of course we should talk about these things,
yeah,
but we're not talking as much about things like this, like good stories, good TV shows, art, music, creative processes that can also, help Myanmar society and can really raise Myanmar's reputation as a nation that has also been destroyed
yeah,
because of the military coup.
yeah, yeah, sure.
It's terrible. Um, so how did you come to go into Thailand?
Oh, by some organization. I can mention the name, but there's some
Hmm?
organization who helped me to get out of Yangon. They they carry me with the van to Myawaddy, and then we
Mm,
have to pay for the Korean soldier BGF. So
mhm,
like four 4,500 for each to enter the mess hall. So we have to wait for the suns go down, and then we have to go through Taoyuan at first, and then they said they're gonna we have to work for like 30 minutes, they said. But yeah, that's not a 30 minute, it's the whole night.
mm,
We have to run, and we have to hide, and there's so many you know Thai police in that area,
mm,
because most of Burmese people go in that way, so they're waiting there, and then uh, when the morning come, they go back to their station, or they going back to their home. I don't know, but when the morning come, we can go through that fence and the field,
mm.
and yeah, that's how we go to. That's how we come to Thailand. Yeah.
That's incredible. So you said 5,500. Is that 5,500 jat?
Oh no, but
5,500
yeah,
baht.
yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
For one
but
people.
this is the border guard force on the Myanmar side.
Yeah, yeah,
Ah, that's really interesting that they're taking their bribes. So I'm doing the conversion. That's a little bit more than 150 US dollars.
yeah. And in that
Yeah.
time, me and my wife and my dad and my brother, so four people. And yeah, my dad has a heart disease, so he
Mm,
had to walk really slow.
wow.
So that military guy, that BGF guy, it's a little bit angry, and they shout to us, and we have to go fast. And then I tell him, okay, you go first. Me and my dad are gonna walk through this road, this narrow road, and under the moonlight. That's okay. Just go. We will come. Because if I forced to work a little bit fast to my dad, he gonna die. You know.
Mm, yes.
That's why. So me and my dad left behind, and then my wife and my brother go with that BGF guy to the Thai border. So yeah, my dad worked for like 30 seconds, and he rest for like 5 minutes. So that would be
Yeah.
that was a little bit hard for me. And then I can see his face. He's so faded. And then
Mm,
and after we go a little bit longer, he pat my shoulder and said, "Son, just leave me here. You just go." And yeah, he he think he's the problem to this journey, so he gonna stay behind, and then he asked me to go by yourself. But yeah, I can do that, right? So
of course.
yeah, uh, we wait, and we go all night long. And yeah, my wife and my brother too, they had to run at night all night long because there were so many Thai police with the torch, and they, yeah, then I was so terrible,
Oh,
you know.
that's. I mean, I can't imagine what it would be
Yeah.
like to have to do that.
Yep.
But it's. I mean, it's horrifying that this is what people have to do,
Yeah.
to survive.
Yeah.
But so you make it to Thailand,
Yeah. Yeah.
and thank God for that.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing in Thailand? How are you supporting yourself? Are you continuing your music?
Yeah, I'm still producing music, and I'm in music teacher in the school, but I can't mention, because they
Of
they
course.
hire me with, uh I mean, no, I don't have any legal stuff, so they had to hire me
Yeah.
secretly. So yeah,
Yeah.
they hire me as a music teacher, and then they put the name part time and volunteer or something. And then yeah,
Mm.
so I teach 2 days a week music, and then I teach piano online, and then I teach piano in Mesa, and then I still producing music, and I sing one bar in a Mesa for like Friday
Mm.
night. Yeah, that's how. Yeah,
Interesting. I mean, it's quite fascinating to me because I interviewed Phoe San,
yeah,
and he is teaching violin online,
yeah,
and that's I find that fascinating. So you say that you're teaching piano online,
yeah,
and I still just want to understand what is it like for you, because I teach language. I'm a language teacher by training,
yeah,
and so I teach language online.
yeah.
It's not the best thing in the world, but we can do it. But how is it teaching piano online?
Uh, we have visual e-piano on the software, so I can show them
Oh,
the buttons where to press, and what is that note, and what is that button. I can explain them really simple, and
okay.
then yeah, but I got five student, which is done grade one book, and then there
Hmm.
some of them are starting in grade two or Suzuki book two. Yeah, they're so good. The kids are so, you know so hardworking. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But it's a little bit,
because
yeah, but it's a little bit hard to teach online. That was a little bit challenge.
yeah, like teaching skills, teaching art online is just very, it's difficult.
Yeah,
It's very rough.
yeah.
But this is my other question: is are you finding that the teaching of music, like who are your students here? Because are you finding that the teaching of music is not just about the music itself? Are you finding that people are using music as a way to deal with trauma, or as a way to find a new way to express themselves? Or are they mostly just learning music because they love music and they have a passion for playing?
I have some video interview, and in online, like, I
Hmm.
explain them. We need sports for our body, and we need art for our heart. So
Mm.
so I want you to learn every kid, like, art, not only music, painting, reading, watching movie, or singing song, or music, anything. Every human being needs art. So I want you to, that in that from that interview, some of the parent come to me and then ask for the classes. And
Mm.
in on Joy House, I've been teaching vocal class for those who don't know what to do in Mesa, or their hobbies. They don't know where to express, so I make vocal class in Dry House. That me is the first teacher who started vocal class in Mesa, and then uh, my colleague, she's come to Mesa. She was graduate from Mahito, I guess, the Thai music university. So when she came, so I asked her to teach them properly because I'm not
Mm.
graduated. she's graduate, so she can teach them more effective way. So yeah, I I asked her to teach vocal class in dry house, and then I step back, and then but I still work for dry house. I still with the dry house, and yeah, I help them what they need. Yeah, with the music stuff. Yeah.
Mm. And then the other question is that this is an issue that has been coming up for a long time, but especially since the coup. Living in Mesot, it's from what I'm being told, it's becoming very Burmese, and this is causing tension between the Burmese people there and the Thai people there. Are you are you finding that there is a difficulty living in Mesot? Are you finding that there is tension between the Burmese and the Thai?
Yeah, yeah, and some shop doesn't doesn't want to have Burmese customer because uh so as for me, I speak in English a little bit, so when I talk to them, the shopkeeper look away and they don't talk to me back because you know Mesa was the borderline city, so the education was not so developed. So uh, even the school kid really not not so good at speaking English. So yeah, so they just look away or walk away sometimes, sometimes. But yeah, some of Burmese people like they got a lot of stressed, and so they drink a lot, and yeah, sometimes they sing so loud. So for those Thai neighbors, they they don't look happy, look happy
Yeah.
about it. So yeah, only that's the thing. But the uh yeah, only that thing. Yeah.
I'm also kind of curious, like, do students ever come in and they're specifically interested in an instrument that you don't have?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
What instruments are popular among the students or the children who come?
the drums.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, because it's really hard to find here, or it's really hard to see here. So mostly from the church, in the church, and then they haven't got a chance to play that drum or touch that drum because that was so expensive, and that was got from the donor. So the church leader forbid to play drums. So they always want to
Mm,
do try to play drums. So yeah, most of the student want to learn drum. They said drum, 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 drum. Every, yeah.
wow. Okay, there's not an instrument that I thought. I was thinking, oh, maybe the students are coming. They want to learn flute or they want to learn saxophone or something like this. But I wasn't expecting
Yeah,
drums.
yeah, yeah. Because
I mean,
they think the drum was so nice to express their feeling, like hitting something, hitting so hard. So yeah,
mm,
yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, I'm just wondering, like, could you invest in like an electronic drum kit?
Yeah, electronic drums was the second hand was a little
Mm.
bit really old. You know, we have to repair the console touch
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, but the new the new one from we have CT Music in Thailand. So that was a little bit good and cheap thing. So yeah, uh, in there that would start from 8,000 and then above. So the 8,000 was
Wow.
just we can use in the German session. We can just practice. The sound was
Yeah.
so cheap. Yeah, but we can at least practice, right? So yeah, we've
Mm,
been planning, but uh we've been trying to buy actual drum because some IDB camps they don't have enough. They don't have enough electricity, so the actual drum it's good for them. But they can make so much loud sound in that area, so we have to think about it. So the piano, piano, and then guitar, violin was the best thing to give IDB camps and some places in Myanmar. So yeah,
Mm. Because it would have to be an instrument that is light enough that you can carry it.
yeah,
It doesn't need electricity.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, a lot of concerns with that. I'm also wondering, like, do you do anything with more traditional Myanmar instruments as well?
yeah. In Kaya, they have their own traditional instrument, but yeah, for us, we have to order from Mandalay. Most of the Burmese traditional musical instrument it's made from Mandalay, so we have to order from
Mm,
Mandalay and we have to carry there to like the forbidden area that we
mm,
can't go. We can't deliver that thing. So yeah, we have to disassemble and then we have to do many more. And then Burmese instrument, some of the harps, that was cool. But for the sign and then below, that was a little bit, expensive and so big to
mm.
carry. Yeah.
Yeah, because like a sign doesn't seem like it would be very difficult to move.
Yeah, yeah. We can disassemble and then yeah,
Yeah,
we can do.
but the very large the drum kits,
Yeah,
those would be impossible.
yeah,
But yes, because that's the other thing that I was wondering. Because I know that you go to the IDP camps,
yeah,
and and I don't want to put you in a position where I'm asking you about things that have security risks. But how do you go, or how does the team go to these IDP camps? Are you crossing back through the Karen border through the BGF, or what is the way to do this?
yeah. uh we're thinking about Loico.
Hmm.
So we have to go from the Thai border, Mae Hong
Yes.
Son, I guess. I've never been before, but yeah, from the Thai border near Chiang Mai. So they have to. Oh, in Dry House they have another Dry House too in Mae Hong Son. So yeah, that was so near with the Loico way, like Loico path. So yeah, we're gonna go from the Thai side, and then we're gonna go to the Myanmar country. Yeah,
Wow. Okay. And from my understanding, Loikor and most of Karenni state is controlled by PDF and
yeah,
EAOs,
yeah,
so it wouldn't be as difficult and dangerous for you, hopefully.
yeah,
Um, but that's yeah. I mean, that's a fascinating thing, and I know that you do. Well, I think the plan is to do education in music as well in the IDP camps. Is that correct?
yeah, yeah. B-
Yeah. How exactly does that work? Do you set up a little school
yeah,
in the IDP camp, or
in Loico there has Tepo Musical School. Yeah,
okay?
that was a big movement in Loico. We in there are so many places, but Loico is the first place that has musical school. That was so cool, and I've been
Wow.
planning to go, but yeah, I have to go at least 3 months. So
Mm,
I can leave my family. My family member is nine. So
yeah.
the only guy who work is me. So I can't let them, leave.
Yeah, you can't disappear for three
Yeah,
months.
yeah, that thing. But I've been planning. You know, I've been still preparing. If I got enough money, I'm gonna give that money here, and then I'm gonna go to that temple school. That was because that school was so cute. The school teacher was so nice. Uh, she teach her best, and then I want to go there and I want to teach international notes and international, you know, what I've learned. I want to teach them what I've learned. So yeah, I really want to go there. But someday I will go there. Yeah, that's my dream. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a good dream, and again, I think what you guys are trying to do, what you're trying to achieve here for, I mean, especially for the children, the next generation, I think it's admirable, and it's just one of those cases where we, I think all of us are guilty when we focus on Myanmar, we focus on these crises, we focus on strategy, we focus on military, we focus on food and disease. And again, we should. These are important things to focus on, but we have to spend more time thinking about culture and art
Yeah.
and how we can psychologically help people,
Yeah.
to process their situation.
In 2019, I have a dream. I always want to make a musical school for free, So if you want to join my school, you have to make proposal or interview. You have to send me CV. So I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna make interview, and then if she pass, so I'm gonna let her be in my music school, and then I'm gonna teach her or teach him. We're gonna make him to become a teacher, and then go back to their place, and then be a music teacher. So we've been planning. Me and my friend, still planning to teach music subject in the school, because in Burmese school there's no music subject in there. So we want to put music subject in the schools. So as you know, many Burmese school is sport subject, PE subject. I mean PE time, but they don't they don't usually teach physical education. They just let us do some schoolwork, not the actual physical education. So yeah, for the music, it's so far away. So we want to put music subject in every school. We've been planning for that, but the military coup is happened. So yeah, one day I'm gonna make music school, free music school in Myanmar, and then in every school there will be music subject. So I want you to come and support Burmese, people to achieve that goal. So, but first we have to go through with this military gender regme, and for there's some places which is Baiko, and then Sakai, and Chin, and so many more. So in that area, we want to make a music school. We can make any institute, right? But we want to make small music school. We want to start in every region, which we have it, like not under the military control. So we want to make music school in that area. So we're gonna perform our music and our performance. I bet you will love it. And then for the result, I know you will love it. So yeah, thank you for today. We're gonna see you in better days.
Running out there with a gun in his hand, with the barrel pointing at the one who's taking a stand. Out there's a woman standing if she can, while the children take a beating as they watch a father hang. Send a wind, send a wind.
Many listeners know that in addition to running these podcast episodes, we also run a nonprofit, Better Burma, which carries out humanitarian projects across Myanmar. While we regularly post about current needs and proposals from groups on the ground, we also handle emergency requests, often in matters that are quite literally life or death. When those urgent requests come in, we have no time to conduct targeted fundraisers, as these funds are often needed within hours. So please consider helping us to maintain this emergency fund. We want to stress that literally any amount you can give allows us to respond more flexibly and effectively when disaster strikes. If you would like to join in our mission to support those in Myanmar who are being impacted by the military coup, we welcome your contribution in any form, currency, or transfer method. Your donation will go on to support a wide range of humanitarian and media missions, aiding those local communities who need it most. Donations are directed to such causes as the Civil Disobedience Movement, CDM, families of deceased victims, internally displaced person IDP camps, food for impoverished communities, military defection campaigns, undercover journalists, refugee camps, monasteries and nunneries, education initiatives, the purchasing of protective equipment and medical supplies, COVID relief, and more. We also make sure that our donation fund supports a diverse range of religious and ethnic groups across the country. We invite you to visit our website to learn more about past projects as well as upcoming needs. You can give a general donation or earmark your contribution to a specific activity or project you would like to support, perhaps even something you heard about in this very episode. All of this humanitarian work is carried out by our nonprofit mission, Better Burma. Any donation you give on our Insight Myanmar website is directed towards this fund. Alternatively, you can also visit the Better Burma website, betterburma.org, and donate directly there. In either case, your donation goes to the same cause, and both websites accept credit card. You can also give via PayPal by going to paypal.me/betterburma. Additionally, we can take donations through Patreon, Venmo, GoFundMe, and Cash App. Simply search Better Burma on each platform and you'll find our account. You can also visit either website for specific links to these respective accounts or email us at info@betterburma.org. That's Better Burma, one word, spelled BETTERBURMA.org. If you would like to give in another way, please contact us. We also invite you to check out our range of handicrafts that are sourced from vulnerable artisan communities across Myanmar, available at alokacrafts.com. Any purchase will not only support these artisan communities, but also our nonprofit's wider mission. That's Aloka Crafts, spelled ALOKACRAFTS, one word, alokacrafts.com. Thank you so much for your kind consideration and support.
Oba yarananda dayananga yaranaya dayanam boda yaranam